Hello everybody, welcome to H&H Express Model nscale Trains live show on the Monday. I hope the sound is correct, just let me know in the chat. So just to double check that the sound is correctly, just give me a thumbs up or something. Thank you. I know that there is a little bit of a lag, but it should be good. Okay, thank you Andy. Thank you. So sound is and pictures are fine. Thank you. So let's see who we have in the chat at this moment. So let me see the participants. So we have Andy from Hot Dog Pilot 63. We have Lewis Cartwright and Smallwood Junction. And that would be Paul, if I'm correct. Hello Mick from Elderly Park Station. Hope everybody is doing fine. So as you may have seen in the title, we're going to talk about sensors for the shadow station. So I'm standing here with the shadow station over here, and last last live stream on Monday last week, I talked about the sensors which I was going to test and was going to use. And I talked a little bit about the Hall sensors, the read contact sensors, and the infrared. Okay, thank you for confirmation, Paul. Thank you. And also that the sound is good as well. Thank you. So what we're going to do today in the live stream, I would like to prepare my shadow station, some tracks, so actually all the 4 tracks over here, with the sensors which I used. And you may recall that I use a neodymium magnet to control the Hall sensor and the read contact. So let me switch over to that camera again and show you a little bit about that. Hello Anthony Dodge, welcome to the stream. So here we are at the sensors which I used, and I have the laptop here, so let me switch that on so that the sensors also are on. So this is just an Arduino, and within the Arduino I have added several sensors. So this is an infrared sensor, and you can see that the LED, the detection LED is off, and as soon as I block it, then the attention LED goes on. So this one would be beside the track to detect if there is a train, but I would like to hide them. So the way to hide them could be with a read contact like this. So this is a read contact, and it is connected to a small adjustable board, and I have here a neodymium magnet. I glued it under a carriage, and if I go close to that read contact, you should see that the LED, let me move it in, yeah, there it is. So the LED here will go on off when there's nothing detected, but as soon as the magnet goes with the read contact, it is detected. So I could put these read contacts under the layout, but I also would see a little bit, because this is really, the locomotive needs to be on top of it, or the wagon, but I also would like to have a proximity, and that's where the Hall sensor comes in. So I have again the magnet. In the last live stream I had the magnet the wrong way around, so I took it off and glued it back in the right position, because if I'm going closer to that Hall sensor, you will see that the light slightly dims, the green light, on that board. So now it's a little bit dimmed, and when it's on top, it goes off. And I can adjust that. If I go underneath with it, then it brightens up again. So in this stream, I'm going to use these Hall sensors in between the track. So, and I don't believe that, let me see, Lewis Cartwright, were you in last stream as well, or the last streams which I held on my channel? Could you confirm that? Because the way my layout works is a little bit different than other layouts, because I'm running DC trains. All of my locomotives are DC trains, but I control them with a engine driver, which is connected to JMRI, and I use a DCC-EX control station for that as well. Just let me know if you are aware of that. So back to the sensors. I prepared something on my other desk, which I'm gonna add cables to it, because the problem what I have with the sensors, let me grab one. And let me show you that, because I have two versions. So this is a Hall sensor with an adjustable print. So this sensor over here, this black section, that is the Hall sensor. So this needs to be put underneath the layout, but the magnet only has a certain amount of height. The Hall sensor has only a certain amount of height to detect that there is a train coming, and it is about 1 centimeter. My board is a little bit over 1.5 centimeters thick, so that would be an issue if I'm gonna put it underneath the layout, because I also have a cork bed underneath, so that sensor cannot detect the magnet. I also have these, which are, hello Lee, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. And Pedro Spicer, welcome to the stream as well. I don't think I was. Okay. So let me put my demonstration board on here, and then I explain it a little bit. So this is a section of my power section underneath the layout. So what I'm doing, so here there should be rails on top of it. So usually you control the layout with a transformer, and I have a transformer here as well, just for testing, so that I can put power on the track temporarily. But what I do is I have a DCC-EX control station, and that sends out the DCC signal onto the track. So usually you put these two on the track itself, then the track runs on DCC. So it uses the DCC protocol. But I'm using analog trains. So for example, this train, it's unfortunately it's broken, but this train, there is no room for a DCC decoder. If I put the cap on, and you can see it, there is here literally no room to put it on, because this is made out of cast iron, and the thing is, I have a lot of locomotives which are that way. And so I would either need to buy new locomotives which runs on DCC, or I need to check on the locomotives which I have to build in the DCC decoder. Well, a locomotive which runs on DCC starts on a price of 250 euros and above. And if you want to have a, for example, I have an ICE here, first generation. If I would like to buy that one in the configuration which I have, it would be a lot of money only for one train. So I thought of something different, because the components which you see here on that board, those are very cheap components. So I have here motor drivers, I have here a server a board which is PWM, so pulse width modulation comes out of it, which you can regulate the motor drivers with. I have a input-output controller over here, and I have an Arduino, and this section actually is my power section, because every section on my track, and I have 20 power sections at this moment, 2 power sections are controlled by one motor of a motor driver. So what I do is I sniff this DCC decoded bus over this optocoupler in this sniffer, and then send the information serially to this Arduino, and this Arduino translates the serial received information to control this power section. And since this DCC-EX station is controlled over JMRI, I can use engine driver to control my train. So let me go over the overview. So here is my overview. The blue lines is my main track, and then you have the yellow ones and the green of the yellow ones and the green and then yellow again. That is my shadow station, and that is on top over here. Then I have a staging yard which is also green, and on top of it, so let me move back to this. So this one is the train yard, and this is the shadow station, and then over there at the wall, that is my staging yard. And at this moment only the shadow station and the main track, which you can see on this overview, those are controlled by my power section. I will need to expand and expand. So let me get my controller. And go over the full view. So I have here a regular cell phone. Let me put this one off first. So I have a regular cell phone, and I have engine driver on it. I'm going to select the address of my JMRI station. I'm going to check if power, you see that there is, yeah, it's green, so there is power on my DCC-EX system, and I can select from the roster in JMRI which train I would like to take. Well, I'm going to select a new train which I bought on Saturday, and let me just quickly check if the turnouts are set correctly. Yeah. And let me see which one. 4 views. So this is an overview of my there. So the top view, the top left, it should be this camera, is watching here the train station, and it is this train over here which is going to move. And then the bottom right, that is the camera which looks towards the windmill, that's where the train will be heading at. So let me see if I can put a little bit more. Yeah, okay. So in the top left, that's where I hold my engine driver, my cell phone. And let's see if I can have this train running. And this is a new one which I programmed in my control station. And hopefully you can see it run. Okay. So it should come out underneath the bridge, and what I did is I made a internal loop, and on the layout you can see which power section the train is currently on. So now you see that it is going to power section 8, which is now lit, and then there is a short section which is power section 9, and then it goes over to power section 10. And then it will go to the outer track on the train station, which is 11B. You see, it's working. And then it goes to power section number 12. And you see that each section is switching off and switching on. That is the method which I'm using. So now it goes back into the train station at platform 3B. So, and this is a train which I bought on Saturday, and I added it to my list, and I also changed a little bit in the program, and it runs fine on my layout. And if I would like to run 2 trains, which is possible, but it's let me go back over here. But the train which I bought is a German train, yes, Andy. So I can select another train, and I'm going to select the 2200, which is the bottom one, and the 2200 is standing over here. Before I'm going to put that one on the main track, I of course need to set the turnout over here and a turnout in the back. But I also need to part away the other train. So let me move that train first. So let me go to this layout overview. That one, okay. So let me bring that one train which is at the train station in motion. But I also need to set the turnouts, and turnout number 4 needs to be changed, and turnout number 12. And I can do that with my cell phone as well. So now that train is crawling away. So now let's watch at the bottom left. That train will move as well. And last week we in the last live stream I did this, and it didn't go that well, but at this moment you should be able to see that the trains are running. Something went wrong here. Okay. It all depends if the trains are running a little bit slow, then the detection on the current, that still needs to be adjusted a little bit. But we can see that the trains are detected. So at least this one is working a little bit better. I will put them to a halt on their locations. So now I see that this one has a little bit of a trouble here. Okay, there it goes. So now I stop the train with at the train station, and I will stop the other one. So let me stop this one. Okay. Ivo, you had a question. Do you adjust the train to the block size, or do you use rear lights to trigger the detection? Actually, no. There are no resistors under the wheels. I just use the locomotive itself. The locomotive itself draws the current, and that is what I measure at this moment. What I'm gonna do with the shadow station, and that is actually what I wanted to start with today, is to put a block entry, which is the read contact, and then a sensor for stopping the train at a certain location, the Hall sensor, and that would be done. Let me go here. So the read contact would be over here. There's a switch over here, so I need to put it in here. Then when the train comes here, it detects, okay, there is a train coming in on this track, and then I'm gonna put the Hall sensor for detecting that the train can be stopped here. So that is what I want to do, and I want to do that for all four the tracks. So, but to be able to do that, I need to solder the Hall sensor off the board. So this Hall sensor over here, I need to solder that off the board and then put wires to it. So I bought a stack of wires, black for ground, red for 5 volt, and the yellow I use for signaling. So I'm gonna twist those and then cut them in pieces, and then I'm gonna take the Hall sensor off. So let me switch to this one. So I'm gonna take the Hall sensor off, and I'm gonna put a cable from here to that Hall sensor. And then I can put the Hall sensor underneath the track, because I just have to cut one beam out of there, and or I need to take away a little bit of the cork where the rails is on, or the track is on. And then I'm gonna drill a hole to get the cable through, and then connect it back to this board. So there will be a adjustable cable, there will be a piece of cable between the board and the Hall sensor. I could do it like this, with this one, but this one is not adjustable. And here I can adjust the sensitivity on that Hall sensor. So that makes it easier. So I hope that that explains it. So in regards to the block sensors, I was thinking about that, to put resistors underneath the wheels, so the SMD resistors, but yeah, that is something which I thought of, but since I don't have that long trains, I'm not going to do that. So, but let me switch back to the full view here. So what I usually do, I twist the wires. So I have the 3-pack, and I'm gonna twist those wires and then cut them to length. So that is what I'm gonna do now. So let me grab the red and the black. And then the yellow. Okay. So now we need to twist those wires. Let me, So what I do is I check on the length, and most of the times I take about 3 or 4 meters. So I have a whole length here. So and this will be twisted, and then I take pieces of it so that I can use them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a nut in here. I'm going to use a drill. I'm going to put it in the drill. Oh. Let me. And then I'm going to check if there is enough tension on it and just let it run. So for those who have headphones on, it might be a little bit loud. Let me switch it onto another gear. Okay, that should be enough. So let me cut it. So now it's all twisted, as you can see. But that's okay. You just need to make sure that it is a little bit untwisted, like this. So now you have a 3 pair of 3 wires together, which makes it a little bit easier instead of 3 strands. This is stranded wire, so not single core. This is stranded wire. So when I'm going to use it, I need to tin it, strand it, and then tin it, and then put it to the sensors. So let me see how long I would like to have it, because I have here the data station, and I actually would like to see them. So I need to put the sensors. That's something which you can't see. Let me see if this one works. It goes. Oh, that's upside down. Okay. So there is a section of a control board. So I'm going to put those sensors over there so that it can be connected to an Arduino. Hope nobody gets dizzy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put those sensors over here. Yeah. And then have 4 sensors over here and 4 sensors over there, and then connect it to the Arduino, which is already there, and that one will send the signal through to my control station. So now I need to check on the wire length. So the sensor will be positioned over here. And let me see. So this would be the length of the wire. So I'm going to cut them. So it's yeah, it's about this. So let me see how much can I take off here. So 3. So I need to add a little bit more. I see that my camera is a little bit flaky here. Yes, those are Brava spools. That is correct. So let me cut them, and then I will make some more wires. See, my camera is a little bit freezing up. It's also a little bit warm here. It's almost 27 degrees centigrade over here in this room, so it's a little bit warm. Hello, Model Railway Chat Diano. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. Let me see. I think I need to restart my Iridium. Do that. Good. Okay, just bear with me. That should be better. Okay. Yep, that should be better. A little bit better. So I made 3, so I'm gonna make some more. And that's all in preparation so that I can connect the Hall sensor. Good. Yeah, that's the same length, about the same length. So let me twist them again. Okay. $6 million man mode. So this should also be divided into 3, but again, it is twisted. So we're gonna uncurl it. Yep. So that should be fine. Let me use one of the others just to measure. Okay. So that should be enough for now. I'm gonna make the other 2 because I need to have 4 over here. So one thing what I need to do is I need to check where I would like to have it. And you may have seen that there are arrows over here, black arrows. That means this is the isolated section of the 4 shadow stations over here to this section over there. So I don't want to have these sensors put in here too close. So it's gonna be about 10 centimeters in front of that. And my trains are long enough. So for example, the ICE is long enough because here in the back, the isolation section is over here and the entry point would be, if you can see it, would be over here, just behind the ICE. So, but that should be fine. So approximately 10 centimeters from here. So I will make a hole for the wires to drop and then do the same over here. So I'm not going to do it at the outside, I'm going to do it at the inside. So here, here, and 2 over here. See, where did I have my drill bits? A little bit too big. Yeah, this one is good. Okay. So that would be, let me see, yeah, around here. That would be a good spot. And there's nothing underneath here, so that should be fine. Okay. So I'm gonna do one. So I can do that over here. So the hole is big enough to put it through, but I can't continue because I need to take the sensor off. So let me switch to my auto station. Let me see. Yeah, there it goes. And at auto station, I have a solder iron. I use regular solder, which has a what is it? A core in it, so that it flows nicely. I have a lot of packages, so these are the reed contacts, and here are the other boards. So, and one thing what is important to know is the sensor, the 5-volt, and the ground. So looking at that, so this is the ground, and here there is a G on it. I hope you can see it. That's the ground. Then we have a signal part, and then we have 5-volt. So I did prepare one here, just to make sure that everything is connected correctly. And this wire over here is a signal, so yellow is the signal, and then black, the middle, is the ground, and then we have a 5-volt. So I just need to check that they are correctly done. So I need to turn this one around, because that is the signal, middle is 5-volt, and then that's the ground. Okay, so let's do one. I already heated up my solder iron so that I can remove it easily. Let me desolder it. See that this works. Usually what I do is I put some extra solder on it. Grab a helping hand. Might be easier. This moment I'm not able to see the chat, so bear with me. Because my iPad didn't allow me to show the chat. Okay. difficult to get them off. Oh. So let's try it again. Hey, did the camera stop? Yep. See, we lost the camera. Yeah, that's true, Ivo. It's they use high temperature solder, which is very hard to get off. That's true. But I just noticed that the camera stopped, so sorry for that. Let me go back to the full view. The solder which I use is 4060. With a core. Let's take another camera to see if we can bring it back. And the solder which I use is very thin. Let me see. This is 1 millimeter. Let me quickly check. Okay. Yep. Okay, need to turn it around. Oh, here we go. So yeah, this is the solder is 4060. It's 1 millimeter in thickness, so very thin. And I can use a sucker to get the solder off. Let's try that. It doesn't get it all the way down. And otherwise I'm gonna cut them, and then because there is enough room for me to cut these off. Let me do that. Cut them off. Okay. Let me take the last one out. Okay. So now let's look at the sensor itself. And use a piece of wire. So you can see that this is stranded wire. Let me see. This same one. Gonna use some heat shrink. Oh, like that. So middle is ground. What we're gonna do is we're gonna test this one. I saw that's already getting close to 9 o'clock. Okay. I'm gonna do the heat shrink later. Let me add this one to the board, then we can test it and see if everything was okay. Okay. Let me grab one here. Install it correctly. This one is like that. That. Okay. This is the signal. This is the 5-volt. Okay. Oh, you may have seen that. I accidentally caused a collision or derailment. I hit engine driver. Okay, so let me see, which one do we need? This is the one which we used. Let me put power on it. Okay. Doesn't look right. Let me test it. Yeah, it does. So this works the other way around. You see? Hope you can see it. So this one works the other way around than the one which I had here, but that's okay. That's no issue. So I can detect the train and I can adjust it. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to the track, but I will do that later. So let me put this train back on track. Actually need to check where it was located, because it ran off. It ran off to the same location where the other train was. So let me release those trains before it hits again. And do a reset of the track. So let me see. Hey Ken, and soldering, yet another thing I haven't mastered. Oh well, just try it, learn it, practice, practice, and another practice. Yeah, wire derailment. Yeah, not only a wire derailment, Anthony. So let me put that one. Oh, on there. It needs to go back position where it came from. Well, now we know what is going on in Codyville. Sabotage. Who knows next? What's happening in Buddytown? I don't know. So let me put this one back here. The other one didn't go off yet. So. A little bit trouble of getting them back on the rails. I have some trouble with it. Okay, so let me quickly test that one. Let me run it one more round. And let me see. 4, 5, 12. Hello, SJ Dusty. How is it going? Welcome to the stream, Simon. Let me see if it runs. Let me. Oh. Can you see the train? It was locked. It is on track number 4. But it looks that it didn't get any power. Let me try to get there closer. Oh. Was a dead spot. Oh. Let me see if it runs and comes back. Yep, there it goes. So at least it runs again. So did it ran off completely off to another location. Stick here. V90 or V100? What do you mean? Evo. V90 or V100? What do you mean? Or did I miss something? Hey. Anyone else using the iPhone YouTube app? If so, do you lose view of the chat when landscape view? Can't figure it out. Oh, the locomotive. The locomotive which I just ran around, it's a BR212 model 380-0. That's one of the locomotives in Germany which is used, which is from the 1960s. It's a diesel engine, and they use it for cargo. So I saw that in the shop where I was on Saturday, and I thought, well, I can't let that one go, and it runs fine on the layout. And what I have behind it is a car which also cleans the track. So let me switch to the overhead. So this comes off the track. This is a new cleaning pad which I put on there. What is it? Yesterday. And this is what came out of the track already. So I have it run with one locomotive just to clean it. And that's also a little bit of weight for the train to have something to pull. Because I can pull other cars as well, but not too long because of the sharp corner in the end. So let me go to the full view. So over there, there are two curves of actually you have 3 curves, and that one is inside, and it runs in an angle, but still because of the sharper curve, the cars can it cannot pull more than, what is it, 5 cars in length, but that's fine. That's fine. So well, I'm gonna finish the wires off camera. So I'm gonna work on that one, and then I'm gonna show you the connection in the next live stream, how it is going, and I also will make some extra videos. So I would like to thank everybody for joining my stream. I'm gonna end it here because it's already a 9:15 here. And tomorrow the alarm will go off early again. So I would like to thank everybody for joining in. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you have some questions which you would like to see for the next live stream, please put them in the comments below so that I can work on it, so that I can do something different as well. So yeah, thank you everybody for joining in, and I would say have a nice evening or afternoon for those in the US, and hope you didn't get a jet lag from the daylight saving changes in the US. So will talk to you next time. So thank you, and I will see you next time.